Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katie for those of you who are new. And in today's video, I thought I would do what is currently checked out on Kindle Unlimited. So the last time that I did this video, I went and checked today just to make sure it wasn't like recent. It was like 5 months ago. And I am pleasantly surprised to tell you that while there are some repeats from the last time I did this, there are also new ones. So that means I've read some of my Kindle library and I've changed them out. So yay for me, because honestly that's a feat. But so if you're unaware about Kindle Unlimited, most people at this point know what it is, but it's basically a service that you subscribe to, and I think it's like $12.99 a month now. When I first started it was like $9.99, but I think it's $12.99, and you get access to so many books from Kindle that are on just Kindle Unlimited, and you can check out 20 books at a time, and then when you're done a book, return it, get a next book. It's a brilliant service, and I love it so much because I pay for it every month. That's how much I love it. If I pay for something, you know I love it. So I do have 20 books checked out. So let's just kind of go over them, and I will let you know how long I've had them checked out, because I like to roast myself when it comes to that, because there are books on here that I've had for a while. There are. Okay. So I'm going to put my glasses on because your girl is blind as a, well, I'm not like blind. Like I can see myself, but if I'm trying to read, no ma'am. No. Here comes the glare. I apologize so much. Yippee. Okay. So I'm going to use my iPad because it's faster than my Kindle works, because my Kindle's a little slow because she's a little old. Okay. We're going to start with book 1 here that I have. And this is called Twisted Heathens, and this is a dark reverse harem romance by J. Rose. And I got this book out September 3rd, 2022. Yep, good old almost 2 years. Okay, haven't read it yet, but it's on here. So what I know about this, I do know from the title, it is a dark romance. It is a Why Choose, and this is book 1 in the Blackwood Institute, and there's 3 books in the series. And basically she gets put into an institute for like the criminally insane type, and she ends up getting with someone, a self-harmer, a manic nymphomaniac, a possessive control freak, and a shadowy ghost from the past. Look, I need to know. I need to read it. It's set in an experimental mental health institution. That just sounds good. It just sounds good. Hence why I put it on my list. Like, I don't want to say that with every book. It sounds good. It sounds good though. Okay, so I need to get to it. I need to prioritize it. Maybe for the fall, maybe I'll do that, because it does, even though I know it's not like technically a spooky read, it's dark, you know, it'll work. So there's that one. The next book that I have on my list is One Look by Lena Hendricks. This is book 1 in the Sullivan family series, and I borrowed this book March 20th, 2023. Yes sir and ma'ams. Still been a year since I've read this. I don't know what it is. Why am I just not... It's fine. Okay, this is a grumpy single dad small town romance, okay? And I'm just, right now I'm kind of reading, I feel like I'm reading so many small town romances that I'm starting to get a little, I don't know, not burned out, but like I need to switch it up. So I'm currently reading an arc from Catherine Cowles, and then after that I think I need to read something different, because the past couple books have been small town. I think I just need to give myself a break. Now that's a lie, because the last book I read before Catherine Cowles was Bloody Heart by Sophie Lark. That was not small town. But I feel like I've been reading a lot of small towns. Okay, this book is about a former NFL player turned coach, and if I'm not mistaken, this girl comes to their small town. Yes. So she gets paid to cry at funerals. I feel like I would be great at that job. Like, I am a crier, but that's besides the point. I just think it'd be an interesting job to have. And so, like, they meet, and I don't think they get along very well, because he wants to put down roots for his daughter and for him to have a normal life, but he can't, because they kissed one night and now it's all she can think about is it's a thing. You know how it is in a small town, and I think each brother has a book. So, okay, next, oh Lord, I know I've had this one out for a long time. Okay, the next book, it's ridiculous. Okay, the next book is A Lady of Brooksgrave Manor by Catherine Moon. Guys, this book was borrowed on September 15th, 2021. We're going on 3 years. We're going on 3 years that this book has been in my Kindle library. I need to read it. And I think Paige and I was going to do this for a book club this year, I think. Because it's got to go. It's got to go, dear goodness. So this is book 1 in the Tempting Monsters trilogy. And basically this girl, I don't know if it's set in Victorian time. I'm thinking it is because it kind of looks like she's dressed Victorian, but maybe not. But she goes to work at a brothel for monsters. Like, she's human, I believe, but like the monsters come.
Daddy, chill.
Do you see what I did there? The monsters show up to the brothel and do their business. So that's what this is. Am I going to ever get to it? I got to. It's been on there for almost too long. Too long. Okay. Next, we've got Good as Gold by Serena Bowen. So this is another small town. This is a small town friends to lovers romance. I got this book out June 2nd of last year. And from what I know about this book is that the heroine wants to have a baby. And does she get divorced or something? Hold please. Yes. Like, she divorces her husband. She comes back to the small town. Or no. Her crush comes back to the small town. She's already been there. So they meet up for drinks, and then after too many drinks, she asks him to be her baby's daddy because she's just looking to have a kid. And he says yes. Because, you know, why? What else are you going to do? What else are you going to do? Then after seeing them for like 14 years, ask him to be your baby daddy. And he says yes. Anyway, sounds cute. I don't know. We're just going to see. I don't think I've ever read anything by Serena Bowen, so this should be interesting. After that, we've got Lovely Bad Things, a dark academia romance. This is book 1 in Hollow's Row. It looks like there's 3 books in this. This is by Trisha Wolfe. I borrowed this book August 12th of last year. And what is this? Is this a serial killer? Yeah, okay. But it says, after I'm called to a crime scene to investigate the most gruesome act of violence to descend on the legendary town of Hollow's Row, I have no choice but to turn to Callum, to the man I locked away in an asylum for the criminally insane. I'm getting Harley Quinn vibes, but I know it's not like Harley Quinn and Joker vibes, but that's what I'm getting. Okay, so she has to turn to him to figure out who's doing the killing. Okay. Trigger warnings include serial killers, plot, and plot twists. Oh, we love plot and we love twists. But when they're together, chef's kiss. We got slow burn romance, crime scene, dark themes, violence, murder, blood, and sharp object play, occult references, loss of loved ones off page, and then other dark themes and situations. Oh, I'm excited. I was excited the first time when I got it out, but I just haven't read it yet. Oh my. Okay. Next, we've got Until I Get You by Claire, is it Contreras? I think. This is book 1 of the Fairview Hockey, and I think this is a dark romance. I do believe. Oh, it says this book is a spicy standalone hockey romance novel with an obsessed, morally gray hero who falls first. Okay. I don't know too much. Trope says hockey romance, college, new adult, obsessed, possessive hero, boy falls first, boy obsessed, dark themes. Don't know too much, but that's okay. For some reason, not a lot of books on my Kindle are dark, but the majority of them seem to be this time around. I'm not mad at it. Like I said, I am definitely needing more dark romance to compete with the small town that I've been reading. Okay, after this, we've got Saving Noah by Lucinda Berry. This is actually a thriller-ish. I borrowed this book January 30th of 2024. So basically, this book is about a woman whose son is a predator. I'm trying to see how I can say this in terms that are I don't know, I don't get monetized anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, yeah, so he is the boy next door. And he is an honor roll student, award-winning swimmer, small town star, destined for greatness, and the signs weren't there until one day he confesses to assaulting, I'm trying to really say this in a way that doesn't, assaulting little girls during the swim team practice. So he's sentenced to 18 months in a juvenile sexual rehabilitation center. His mother refuses to turn her back on him despite the horrific acts, and now he's coming home. So there it says it's a series of shocking and shattering revelations. Adrienne is forced to make the hardest decision of her life. Just how far will you go to protect your son? So I'm interested. Look, Lucinda Berry is such a great thriller author. So she has a psychological background. She was a psychologist, and I think now she just writes. But was it last year? I think I read her book, The Perfect Child. So good. If you have read Ashley Audrain's The Push, you will love Lucinda Berry's The Perfect Child. Chef's Kiss was so good. If you haven't read it, please do. But so I'm just trying to go through her backlist of books. She's got a good many of them, but this one was one that caught my eye because I've never read a story based on that kind of premise. So I'm yeah, give it to me. Let's try it out. So after that, we've got Surviving Trace. This is a book that I saw on Bestie Book Reviews. They talk about it all the time. They talk about it being their favorite time travel book. So I'm you know what, besties? I got you. We're going to do this. We're going to try this. Okay. So this is book 1 in the Surviving Time series. There's 3 in the series. And I borrowed this book back in February of this year. So it's been on here for a while. But it's historical. So I don't, I don't read historical. But since it's time travel, maybe because she's from this time, So basically our heroine, I am so sorry. I'm doing it again. I'm saying basically so many times. I need a new word. So our heroine finds this picture of back in the old, I don't know how far back it is, but she sees this picture and she's drawn to this man. She doesn't know why. I think she's engaged, and for some reason she is fixated on this man in the picture. So her fiance, husband, boyfriend, someone throws it into the fire. She's very, very upset. And then one night she's dreaming, or she's falling asleep, and she travels through time and she wakes up where this picture had taken place. So we're back in I don't know if it's south, on a plantation or something like that, but she is married to the guy who was in the picture because the woman that he was married to looks just like her, except she was a total witch. Completely different than our heroine, because our heroine's really nice. So I don't know. I need to know. I don't even tell you who this was by. This is by Carla Reed. I am so sorry. I didn't even tell you. I'm just too excited to talk about the book. So I need to read it. I need to read it because I need to know. At this point, I just want to know. Okay, next we've got, I don't know if I'm going to keep this on here, guys, because this is a big feat. So I wanted to go back and read the whole Rena Kent universe to get up to where she just finished off with God of War. I think that was God of War. But her backlist is longer than my TBR itself. So do I want to do that to myself? I don't know. But I did put Deviant King by Rena Kent on here. I got this book out in February of 2024. This is a dark new adult romance. I don't know. You guys let me know. If you've read any Rena Kent's books, should I do it? That's a big feat. I can't even get myself to read the Throne of Glass series. That's only 7 books. This is I feel 30. I don't know. Tell me, is it worth it? Should I read it? I don't know. Okay, then we've got doing a whole flip. We're going to a sports romance, and I've got Sleek Kitten by S.J. Tilley, which is book 1 in the Sleet series. I got this book out March 15th. So this is a hockey series that she has, and each book is so we've got Sleet Kitten, Sleet Sugar, Sleet Banshee, Sleet Princess, and I'm pretty sure the series is complete now. So I have tried to read this previously, before I read any other of her books, the Alliance series. So she likes to have very alpha heroes, very you're mine, falling hard, fast, quick, and so I DNF'd it. I was I can't do this. Little did I know that that's just the way she writes her men. And I love the Alliance series. So I'm like, okay, since I've read some of her other books now, I can go back and like try it again. So that's what I'm going to do. But like the only thing I know about this, it says the book with the kiss cam scene. And now I'm interested. Now I need to know. Next we've got, okay, so we've got Sovereign by Rhea Morris Edwards. This is book 1 in the Sovereign Mountain series. I borrowed this book in April of this year, and this is actually Paige and I's book club pick for the month of August. So we picked this book to discuss in a live show, and the live show will be on my channel August 29th at 7 p.m. Eastern. So if you've read this or want to read it with us and then join us to talk about it, you're more than welcome to. But this is a dark cowboy romance. And so there's this little blurb and it says, "I've been alone for so long. I never thought I would want to change that. But when I saw her, I knew she was meant to be mine. And now that her husband is gone, it's time to make my move. I've never felt like this about anyone. I want her everything. Her body, her mind, her soul. I'll do what it takes to make her my submissive. I'll keep her safe, forgive her debts, and make everyone who's ever hurt her pay. All I need is her name on the dotted line." So there is a list of content warnings on this book that has me and Paige giddy. There's just so much. I do know it's like dark cowboy mixed with BDSM and a whole other good stuff. So we're just going in, we're looking for a good time. Neither of us have read like a dark cowboy romance. So we're just going to see, you know? So if you want to join us and join one of our live shows to see what they're all about, you know, if you want to read this book and join us next week, you're more than welcome to. From there, we're going to go to another small town romance. We've got Wait for Me by Claire Wilder, and I got this book out April 28th of this year. So this is a little novella to get you into the Quincy Valley romance series that she has. This is a brother's ex-best friend. I didn't realize it was an ex-best friend. Ooh, the angst. The angst. That'll be good. So this says it is recommended to be read ahead of the other books, but it can be read as a complete standalone as there's no spoilers for subsequent books. But so, you had me at brother's ex-best friend, because I've always read brother's best friend, but never an ex-best friend. So this sounds good. This sounds good. And then I've got Stone Hearts, another small town romance by Amber Kelly. This is book 2 in the Poplar Falls series. I got this book out June 17th of this year after I read the first book. So this is a friends to lovers small town romance. I'm trying to remember who this one is about. Oh, it was about her friend, I do believe. The heroine's friend in book 1, who is a single mom. That's who it is. Okay. Yep, that's all I'm going to say because I don't know too much, but it's fine. After that, we've got this called Heathens, a dark billionaire stalker romance by Alta Hensley. Could not tell you when I got this book out because it won't tell me because it's being weird. This says, "She invited the darkness in, so she'll have no one else to blame for when I come for her. The hunt. It is a sinister game of submission. She'll run, I'll chase, and when I catch her, it'll be savage, untamed, primal. I'll be the beast from her darkest fantasies." Sounds good. Like, I'm just down for a dark romance, okay? And apparently a lot of them, it's fine. But this is book 1 in the Heathen's Hollow. So, I'm excited. These books have me excited. Okay, from there, we've got The Unraveling by Vi Keeland. So this is not a romance. This is more of a thriller. This is her dipping her toes into the thriller category because she normally just writes romance. And this was borrowed July 21st. So from what I remember, this is also another rec from Bestie Book Reviews. So they're just influencing me left and right. So we are following a psychiatrist's dark descent into dangerous obsession, and I think she gets obsessed with her client. Now, if you don't know, if you're new here, hi, hello, I'm a therapist. So I always enjoy reading books that have to do with mental health or from like a therapist point of view or something like that. So this sounds good. It sounds good. Mandy from the Bessie Book Reviews was raving about this book. So now I have to read it so I can talk to her about it. Gotta do it. Okay, from there, I've got Twisted Truths by P. Rain. This is book 4 in the Midnight Manor series. I got this book out today. Because I was going through my list and I was looking at books I had already read, so I got rid of them and put new ones on. So this one, we are following the last brother of the Voss brothers. So books 1, 2, and 3 followed every other brother. And this one is Obsidian's story, or just Sid. And this is the Little Mermaid retelling. So each book has been a Disney retelling. We've had Beauty and the Beast, Rapunzel, Cinderella, and now we're getting Little Mermaid. They're all dark. They all are morally gray men. And there is like a secret society tied into the books. Really good books. If you haven't read them, they're short, they're to the point, they're quick reads, but they are really good. Okay, this next book. Okay, these last books are all that I got today. So I got this book out today. This is called Bedding Rose, and this is a Stalked and Plucked book 2. This is by Anne Denton. Now, I read the first book, and it was completely just off its kilter because it was a stepfather, stepdaughter book. And I was just like, oh, okay. I haven't read one since, but I don't know if it's my jam. But this one is, I'm not quite sure who he is to her. Yes, I do. It's her brother's best friend. Okay. So he is infatuated, obsessed with her, and he's going to make her his. That's basically it. These books are unhinged, basically. So that's all I need to know. And it's short. It's like, what, 300 pages? Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, this next book, I can't technically tell you that this is a romance because it does not have an HEA. So take that what you will. For me, I don't mind a book that doesn't have an HEA at the end. That's fine. I still consider them romances. But to the overall genre of romance, it is not considered a romance if it does not have an HEA. Now that we got that out of the way. This is called Under Your Scars, a dark romance novel, book 1 in Under the Scars series, maybe. This is by Ariel Anderson, and this is the FBI agent who is trying to find a serial killer. So one night he hears her yelling, and he goes to save her, and he took 3 lives for her that night, and then 3 turned to 8, then 8 turned to 20, 20 turned to 21, 21 turned to 23. Elena Yun is the hero in my story, but I'm the villain in hers, and this is the kind of story where the villain gets the girl, even if it kills her. But it says this book does not have an HEA. So I don't know if it's like a cliffhanger or whatever, but I saw a review for this, and the person was like, this is so good. This is so good. And I'm like, okay, I believe you. Give it to me now. I'm going to read it. The second to last book is Salt by L.A. Farrow. I've been seeing this book, and I just want to know what it is because it's an age gap romance, okay? And he just happens to be her father's best friend. And I've yet to read a father's best friend book, but I love the daddies. We love the daddies on this channel. So this is just daddy's best friend, and it's fun. So we've got, this is a forbidden, slow burn, age gap romance with a happily ever after. That's all I need to know. I don't care about anything else. This book is meant for readers 18 and older. Well, good for you. I'm 35. That makes so I can read it. Okay. And then the last book is called Hunt Me Darling. This is a dark MFM stalker romance. Book 1 in the Darling Games series. I got this book out today as well. And this is about a FBI forensic profiler who is looking for a notorious duo of killers. You all know what's going to happen. You already know what's going to happen. She's going to fall in love with the serial killers, and serial killers are going to fall in love with her. There's something about that, and I don't know what it is. I'm weird. I don't care. Leave me alone. I love it. I need to read it, so I'm going to read it. I'm so excited. So it says, warning. You always love a book where it says warning. I don't know why I do, but I do. This book is a Why Choose MFM dark contemporary romance. It contains very explicit 18 and plus dark sexual content and straight up smut. The author's like, you know what? It's just, I know what it is. She's like, it's straight up smut. And that's fine. She's like, telling you like it is. The male leads are not Prince Charming. They are villains with psycho tendencies, and therefore there is stalking, obsessive and possessive behavior, unaliving people, and lots of dark and twisted content. Sign me up. Okay. You didn't have to tell me twice. So those are the books that I currently have checked out on Kindle Unlimited. Let me know down below if you have read any of these or if any of these sound interesting to you. Or if you just want to leave me an emoji to let me know that you were here, leave me that good old knife emoji, because I've talked about enough serial killers in this video. But if you are new and enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I would love for you to stick around. My social media is linked down below as always. My Goodreads or my Instagram if you want to stay more up to date with what I'm reading. But I hope you guys are having a great day or evening, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye guys.